Yosemite National Park is famous for its breathtaking views, Half Dome, and in the 1990s, a serial killer.
He said he couldn't contain himself, that there was no way that he could stop this urge to kill.
The killer roamed Yosemite in plain sight on a killing spree in 1999. He was a maintenance man at a hotel, drove an international scout, and seemed like an all-American guy. Hey guys, I'm Kendra Sommer, and welcome to True Crime Commute, true crime for your drive to work, school, or wherever you're headed. During his reign of terror, Cary Stayner killed 4 women in Yosemite National Park. Many believe that the tragedy that struck Cary's family years before set him down a dark path. Cary's younger brother, Stephen, was abducted by a known child molester, Kenneth Parnell, when he was just 7 years old. Parnell held Stephen for 7 years, 40 miles from his home in California. Now, Parnell started to use Stephen as bait to lure other children in attempted kidnappings. Stephen managed to escape Parnell and hitchhiked to a police station. While Stephen's ordeal made headlines, Cary was left in the background, and his father blamed him for not watching his brother, and Cary was left with a tremendous amount of guilt. Cary has also said that his parents were so consumed with the grief of his brother missing that they neglected him. Many say that this deep-seated trauma is what drove Cary to his obsession with abduction and murder. Now, in 1997, Cary is hired as a maintenance man at the Cedar Lodge. This lodge sits at the entrance point to the Yosemite National Park. Cary's killing spree starts in the winter of 1999. Carol's son, her daughter Julie, 15, and Silvina Peloso, a foreign exchange student from Argentina, rented a Pontiac and headed to Yosemite. The group rented a red Grand Prix Pontiac, drove from Eureka, California to San Francisco for Julie's cheerleading competition, and then on to Yosemite. The group had already shown Silvina the Bay Area and Disneyland, and Julie thought it would be really nice to show her friend Yosemite, so they headed there for a quick vacation. The group checks into the Cedar Lodge on February 14th, and within 48 hours, they'll disappear. According to witness reports, the group had been seen hiking and enjoying Yosemite. Later that evening, Carol and the girls decide to have a movie night in their room. They rent a few movies from the front desk and then retire for the evening. This will be the last time that anyone sees them alive. So while they're watching the movie, there's a knock on the door. Carol answers it, and it's the maintenance man saying that he has something to fix in the bathroom. He goes to the bathroom, and then he comes back with a gun. He says if everybody cooperates with him, no one will get hurt. He ends up strangling Carol and Silvina. He puts their bodies in the rental car trunk, and then he takes Julie and puts her in the car, and they drive an hour away from the hotel. February 16th, the room's cleaning staff stops by. The room's in decent condition, and the room's checkout has already been processed in advance. The room keys are left on the desk. That same day, the trio was supposed to fly to San Francisco and meet Carol's husband at the San Francisco airport. They never showed. So he thought, well, they must have just flown ahead to Arizona, brushes it off, and goes about his way. The husband flies to Arizona. There's still no sign of the family, and he files a missing persons report on the 17th. Police in Yosemite National Park security started an in-depth search for the girls. They initially thought that they might have had an accident on the trail or gotten lost. The search for the missing women went on for 4 weeks. The FBI joins the investigation, and it intensifies. Then Carol's wallet shows up in Modesto, California.
The wallet was found by somebody who was just walking down the street, picks it up, and takes it to the police. As soon as they found that wallet, the case changed immediately from a missing persons case to a criminal case.
The FBI starts interviewing homeowners and looking at routes from Modesto to Yosemite. On March 18th, 1999, more than a month after they disappeared, a hiker stumbles across the rental car. They call Highway Patrol. They verify the plates and call the FBI. Carol's red Pontiac was found on an old logging road. It had been badly burned, and when they opened the trunk, they found Carol and Silvina's bodies. But no Julie. Where was Julie? That was the question. Supposedly, Stayner was getting worried about Julie's body being out in the elements for so long, so he tipped off police by sending a letter and a map. Police receive a map and a diagram of where her body is, also a note that said, "I had fun with this one." They find her body about a mile from Don Pedro Lake, and her body at this point is badly decomposed. Police then start rounding up everyone in the area who has any kind of criminal background. They start an aggressive interview process where they interview criminals, hotel staff, including Cary Stayner. Now, police write off Cary pretty quickly because he's calm and confident in the interview, so he was not considered a suspect at this point. Another killing in July. This time, a naturalist, Joy Ruth Armstrong. She had a cabin that was very remote in Yosemite National Park. Her friends called police because she was planning a trip to the Bay Area and no one had heard from her since. Police start to investigate. The crime scene's gruesome. She was decapitated. Her body and truck were found near her cabin. The criminal got too cocky with this kill. A witness saw his truck, a 1972 Blue International Scout, outside of her cabin the day of the murder. The witness quickly called the police, and the police were able to track the Scout to Cary Stayner. The FBI began to search his truck, and they found a backpack and several other items. They arrested Cary at a nudist colony in Northern California. So the FBI moves in. They start questioning Stayner. He admits to the Armstrong murder and gives excruciating detail on his violent fantasies against women. In the naturalist case, Stayner said he pulled a gun and forced her into the cabin. He bound her with duct tape and put her in his truck, but while driving, Armstrong dove out the window of a moving vehicle in an attempt to escape. Stayner caught up to her, dragged her deeper into the woods, beheading her as she fought back. Stayner was tried in federal court in 2000. He was sentenced to life in prison for the murder of Armstrong. Stayner is suspected of other unsolved slayings in the area as well. Thanks so much for watching True Crime Commute. If you have a case we need to check out, send us an email here, and we'll see you on the next one.